Hi, this is Friar Reto. I'm talking to you from St. Bonaventure Parish in Don Mills, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I've already spoken about my vocation story, becoming a conventual Franciscan, and I've just had the privilege of professing my solemn vows. It was an event coordinated by many people, supported by many more from the friars who are my brothers, either here locally or those, many of whom live in the United States and who came up to visit, and those who couldn't, and who are also supporting me, telling me through prayer and other notes that this is what that they had me in mind these days. I think the event was just absolutely touching, and not just for myself. We had good music, good organization, but most of all I think there was a sense of prayerfulness, and I think the support had a lot to do with that, but the prayer, of course, inside the church. And everything leading up to the moment of taking one's final or solemn vows in Franciscan order all play into this. I can think back about 6 or 7 years ago when I was traveling to Baltimore one day to see my spiritual director there, who also worked in a high school that we have, Curley High School, we name it. And as I was ringing the bell, I thought to myself, this is all so much. I'm only a postulant. I'm only a candidate to this order. I haven't entered. I haven't professed as Franciscan, but I felt so drawn to this community and to this calling, and I just couldn't, in a way, fathom that one day I would be part of something so much bigger than myself, in a sense. That this high school, for example, would be part of my life, responsibility maybe, that somehow I was implicated and cooperated in its working and in its spirit. And then in 2005, August of that year, I took my simple vows. I said for 3 years that I wished to be associated with this order, and that I wished to live the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience for that time. And that time is called a period of probation. A beautiful ceremony with 7 of my brothers was held in Mishawaka, or near South Bend, Indiana. That moment was a beautiful moment, not just for ourselves, but all those participating. My parents were there. My father, who was a deacon, also diaconated during the ceremony. And I realized at that moment that I was really taking a step in terms of saying yes to God. Beyond my baptismal call, I was now saying I want to be a religious. I want to live these vows in a more intense way, and I wanted to do it following the path that our Father Francis has given us. And that time of this simple vow period, or temporary vow period, has now passed, and you have to make a decision at some point to make it a permanent commitment. We are very blessed to have a lot of time to do that, to think about, to discern it. And I spent some of that time in Assisi, Italy. What an amazing opportunity that was to, for the first time for myself, go back, visit the very places that Francis and St. Clare, they imbued their spirit. I went, we started off on pilgrimage through some of the wonderful ins and outs of that medieval town, looking at first where Francis was presumed to be born. There's a couple of places they think he might have been born at, and then moving to his baptism, and then always reflecting on our own call, and that we are all called to be saints, and that Francis eventually answered that call. He hesitated for a time, perhaps like Saint did as well in the Bible, but eventually he became a really incredible model for those around him, attracting others to this gift, charism, that, as I mentioned in the other video podcast, that has attracted so many other people. We carry on that spirit, and I truly believe that. And professing these solemn or final vows now on August 15th in Our Lady's Assumption, with all these people around, my grandmother, my aunts and uncles from far Saskatchewan, friends, people behind the scenes doing all kinds of work, volunteering their time. They didn't have to be there, musicians and so on. I sense that this calling really was what God had in mind for me. I was prostrate, like a priest is when he's ordained. And during that time, they prayed the litany of the saints over me. I had a distinct feeling that those saints are our friends. They are no longer here, but they are very much with us, very much. And the spirit of Francis, I think, is also very much alive, and I'm just privileged to be a part of that. So I just wanted to share a little bit about my story with you, and the joy that I feel now still. I will be continuing with my studies. I still have a little time left to do that in order to go on for ordination, God willing. But as a fully vowed Franciscan, I feel that I'm living this life in a way that is that I was meant to from the start, and it feels like completion for me. It feels like I'm really part of this now, and that still means a lot. The meaning has expanded and matured since the beginning, but it hasn't dimmed. Every day we make a real effort to be true to that, but we know that something is growing inside, and I think that root of faith, which God plants in us at our baptism, has no limit to it, and we just have to give it that freedom to soar into the air. I believe finding one's vocation helps one to also bear that fruit that is really about our mission here on earth, whether it's as a Franciscan or something else. Pray for me that I may bear that fruit in ministry, prayer, whatever work I might do, and share the joy with all those I come across. Thanks for listening.